there. I require your vote for the best Season 1 episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Go to patreon.com/GiveMeGenesis. The final results will soon be announced in the concluding episode of the Season 1 review. Now, prepare yourself for James and Andrew as they speak of how worthy this episode is. Perhaps, if you listen well, you will earn yourself a place in Stovacor. If not, I would kill you like any other man.
We are back.
Andrew, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thanks, James.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited
Why are you excited?
because we've managed to get through the whole of Season 1 of The Next Generation.
We haven't yet. We've got one more episode to do.
Oh, yes. Let's do that then.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I'm free.
You're free?
Yeah, right
I'm
now.
glad. I'm so glad you're free.
Yeah.
And thank you. If you made it this far,
Yeah.
our audience, well done.
We'll send you a chocolate bar or something.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say that. It's coming out of my pocket.
We'll send you an email saying well done.
Yeah. So, the neutral zone.
Mm.
We don't see Picard in the first instance because he's on an important briefing mission or something.
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
It's important, though.
it is very important. And then, for some reason, because space is massive, they happen to bump into a derelict ship.
Satellite.
Yeah, satellite.
Yeah.
Data seems to be quite curious, but Riker doesn't seem very bothered. He's like, yeah, do we want?
Leave it.
Yeah, you can investigate it if you want.
As long as you're backed by Picard getting back.
Exactly. And then that's when we find out the three people cryogenically frozen. But it's a bit weird because on that bit, they're on that frozen satellite and they seem to be shouting. Data's like shouting when he's communicating to them.
Oh, see.
It seems like he's shouting like really loud back to the Enterprise. I don't know.
That's a long way, isn't it?
We have run into an unusual situation, sir. There are people on board. Frozen.
Frozen? How many?
3. The vehicle has suffered severe damage. Most of her systems have failed.
Are you suggesting they be transferred to the Enterprise?
I do not believe we should leave them here, sir. With your permission, we will be returning with 3 containers. Whatever you do, do it quickly.
They've beamed them back to the Enterprise, these 3 remaining frozen people.
They're fun.
Yeah, they are fun.
Especially the
cowboy.
Yeah, that's the one.
Cowboy or a Texan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very more of a strong, twangy accent.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're warping. They go to warp 8 to neutral zone because Picard returns and mentions that there's an outpost has been destroyed.
Yeah.
At the neutral zone, and the Romulans could be back.
So are the outposts in the neutral zone?
I think they're on the border.
Okay.
They're bordering.
So technically they're in Federation space.
Yeah, the outposts would be, and I think Romulans have their own ones on their side of the space.
Yes, yeah.
Picard has a nice little conversation with Data saying, what, 3 people? And he finds out, I think Picard finds out about 3 people. Then when he has a conversation with Picard's like, Data, what? I know you want to satisfy your curiosity. He said, but they would have died, sir, if we left them. And I said, but Data, they were already dead.
I am never critical of any member of my staff being curious. But it's just that the timing was so...
I could not leave them there, Captain. The condition of their vehicle was deteriorating.
But Data, they were already dead. I mean, what more could have happened to them?
I see your point, Captain. But at the time, it seemed the proper thing to do.
That's interesting, then, if they're already dead.
Because they said they were already dead for certain, like, one had liver disease or something, and they all died of certain things. And the reason why they were frozen was so that the technology would advance and they will be cured.
But so it has advanced, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why they were brought. Well, they were cured of whatever killed them.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess when they died, they must have died and were frozen
Yeah.
pretty quickly. Yeah, so they're healed of these past illnesses, and then out of all people, Wolf was brought down, and the woman
Oh, yes.
faints.
Yeah. That was a...
The worst person to bring down. They just brought him down so that she could faint. They had no reason. They said, "Mr. Wolf, come down."
Yeah.
That's it.
If you know these people are from a certain time... Yeah, it's a bit weird, those.
Yeah, I found it hilarious. Data's comment. She was a homemaker. Must be some kind of construction.
Oh,
job.
yeah. Yeah.
I've never picked that up before until
good.
the time I watched it this time.
Yeah.
I've never noticed that joke.
I was able to retrieve some information from the ancient disk I removed from the module's computer. Her name is Clare Raymond, age 35, occupation homemaker. Must be some kind of construction work.
Picard definitely wants them out of the way, though. He's very adamant about
Yeah.
He seems quite stressed out.
Only because of what's going on.
Yeah.
It's a tense situation.
So they bring these three people into their the old 10 forward set or not.
Okay, that room.
That room.
Which you never see again.
No.
What?
It's like a room.
Right there is a room.
Yeah, it's a room. Random room. They're brought there and that guy, I can't remember his name now, but the Texan guy goes, "Oh, what is that?" And then Data looks behind him.
Oh, yes.
It's like he's actually talking about him.
Yeah.
It was quite interesting in that scene. There's a lot of dates thrown about, which I don't know if that was a good thing or a bad thing to put in. Like they talk about the chronics stopped in the mid 21st century.
Yeah.
We're nearly there.
Yeah.
We haven't even started doing that yet. And another thing I thought was quite interesting is apparently TV did not continue beyond 2014.
I believe he means television, sir. That particular form of entertainment did not last much beyond the year 2040.
Well, that's not going to happen. We're in 2024 now, so 16 years to go. And you think TV will be obsolete? I don't think so.
Well, this podcast will be obsolete then as well.
It will be. I think it'll be obsolete next week, James. We'll get one view. And that'll be us listening to it to make sure it uploaded all right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, yeah, I got one of the guys' names. His name was Mr. Offenhouse. He was annoyed. He's the one that wanted to see how his investment was.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he goes on about that. I'm thinking, can't you just say, look, I don't know what the hesitation was to let him know that you've been dead for the past few hundred years. Your lawyer doesn't exist anymore. Your money is non-existent.
Yeah.
It's like they just don't explain any of this to them. They just
leave them to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe it's to do with like the shock. Like maybe they're
not adjusted to the new situation.
Yeah. If you tell someone that information, you don't know how they'll handle it.
Yeah, they're talking in the conference and he communicates to Picard to get him to come down, and he complains about the situations. And that's the only reason why Picard has gone down, is because he worked out a way to communicate with him directly.
Yeah, he's smart. He just watched Riker do it.
Yeah.
He just copied it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The lady starts crying because she's missing her sons, and
so Deanna says, "Oh, let's have a look."
Yeah, well, Picard's like, "Can you get these people under control?" To Troy.
Troy's the only one on board who can do anything.
Exactly. So, did you know? So you know when Troy helps that lady find her genealogy.
Yeah.
That the names that are on the screen originally were actors from Doctor Who.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's fun.
But when they remastered it, they took them off. Obviously, it was aired in standard definition, so you couldn't really make out things. And when they remastered it, they updated it.
Right.
To, I think, just members of the production crew or something. But anyway, yeah, these outposts, the outpost Delta 05 was destroyed. But then I think it's Wolf who describes it as it was like something scooped it off the planet.
Yeah.
So, does that remind you of anything?
Ice cream.
You're hungry.
A giant ice cream scoop came down. When I was watching it,
You thought of ice cream.
I didn't.
Were you eating ice cream?
No. I was actually thinking of the Borg.
Okay.
But now that you've mentioned it, I'm thinking crystalline entity.
Oh no. You were right on the right lines. Yeah, it was the Borg.
Okay.
Yeah, because they mentioned it again in when the Borg are first seen in the next season.
This is where Q sends them over.
Yeah, and then Data says this is identical to what we witnessed. It refers to this episode.
The sixth planet in the system is Class M.
There is a series of roads on this planet which indicates a highly industrialized civilization. But where there should be cities, there are only great rips in the surface.
It is as though some great force just scooped all the machine elements off the face of the planet.
It is identical to what happened to the outposts along the neutral zone.
That doesn't really make much sense then.
Why?
Because that's the first in season 2. That's the first time they meet the Borg.
Yeah, but the Borg must have been around that area.
What, just casually strolling through the neutral zone, but not going into any Federation space or any Romulan space.
Well, yeah, it's true. It's true. But that's what they insinuate that it was the Borg. And even in the best of both worlds, they've been on a planet and it looks like a whole scoop of ice cream's been taken.
Mm.
I don't know. Maybe they didn't know what they were doing when they wrote this because they thought, oh, let's just do all these different things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently they were meant to be insects originally, but apparently it was too expensive to do. A bit like in Stargate. What are they called? Simulators.
Replicators.
Replicators, that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what the Borg were meant to be like.
Ah.
But they didn't have the budget.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder if the writers influenced that for Stargate then, or whether it's the same writer who thought, oh, we've now got budget, so I can do it for Stargate.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
yeah.
Well, the Borg was a great idea. Whoever came up with that.
Very good villains.
Mm.
Much better than the Ferengi that they come up with. Because that was probably the first new race we see regularly was the Ferengi, and obviously that didn't work. And they got dropped.
Well, because they've been introduced in season 1 as a villain, really.
Yeah.
But
not very villainous.
No, I mean, in Deep Space Nine, they're not treated as villains, are they? Just
treated as another race.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I think they just realised it doesn't work. They don't work as villains.
No.
They work better as comic relief.
Yeah. Yes.
They learned from that, probably that mistake. Because originally they were introduced as, they mentioned in Counter and Farpoint, there's something quite scary because it sound like they eat people.
What, the Ferengi?
Yeah, because I mentioned before that Picard said to Grapples, let's hope that the Ferengi don't find you as tasty as their other associates.
Wow, okay. Interesting.
So, and obviously that was dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't hear anything like that.
No.
But, yeah.
Quark! Stop chewing my arm.
Yeah, exactly. So Offenhouse wants to find out what's going on again, and
Ralph Offenhouse.
Ralph.
Yeah.
Like Ralph, the same Ralph from
Ralph
Simpson.
Wiggum. There's Clare Raymond.
Okay.
The crying woman.
The crying woman.
Who wants to see her family.
Yeah.
And there's LQ Sonny Clemens.
Okay.
Well, Harlan Sonny.
Sonny. No, he was fun, Sonny. His interaction with Data.
Mm-hmm.
It was quite comical.
He gets a guitar.
Gets a guitar. Nice. Yeah.
It's a good use of a replicator.
But then Offenhouse wants to find out what's going on, and he works out how to use the turbo lift as well.
Yeah.
And manages to get on the bridge.
I know. And then you get 2 weedy security guards.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
It's like, what? Your security, you goodness me. Wow.
Yeah, they look like they just come out of college.
Yeah.
The Romulans, they're like testing the Enterprise to see if they can see them.
Mm.
But they eventually they do decloak.
Yeah.
But this is your favourite ship that is appearing on the screen for the first time.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Just when it draws itself up in front of the Enterprise, just see how big it is.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that is a huge. It must be a warship or something.
Yes, it looks like it's maybe three times as big or two and a half times. It looks
Well,
quite big.
length anyway. Yeah, it's huge, man. That would just destroy the Enterprise.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know if it's also the first time because we learned about Worf saying, the Romulans killed his parents at Kittimer.
Mm.
Did he ever mention that before? Did he mention that in Heart of Glory?
Don't remember that before.
No, but he said that in this episode, so I just wonder if it's the first time we learn a bit of lore from about
Mr. Worf. Yes.
But we get Commander Tabok. I don't remember who the other guy was. We see Commander Tabok, who we also recognise as other characters.
Yeah, Mark Alimo.
Yeah, exactly.
He did the first Cardassian as well, doesn't he?
He does Next Generation. Yeah, that's right.
And he does the first Romulan in the Next Generation.
He also does the first that weird cat alien, that weird alien from what's that episode called? And Riker gets the Illuminous thing go around his neck to catch him, and they think he's food or something.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
He was in Total Recall.
Yeah, that's right. He was in Total Recall. Oh, he was Lonely Among Us. That was what it was. So yeah, he was the first Romulan, first Kardashian, and
Cardassian. The Kardashians.
Yeah, sorry.
They're another race altogether.
Yeah.
Have you seen that T-shirt? Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, I have seen it. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, yeah. So
the thing is, that T-shirt, most people wouldn't get it.
No,
because you'd either know who the Kardashians were,
or the Kardashians,
But I don't think too many people would know both
at the same time.
Yeah,
well, I do. I think Trekkies probably would.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
People who watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians wouldn't get it.
But I like the Romulan set because it seems to have like really big bridge because there's like a corridor going down.
Yes.
You see people walking around.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was a perspective shot, like a child in the background to make it look bigger, or was it actually that long? I'm interested in what backstory is though, because Tabok was mentioning, they have been around because they had to deal with some personal things, their own problems.
Yeah.
They didn't really specify what they were.
Because your actions are those of a thoughtful man, I'll tell you this. Matters more urgent caused our absence. Now, witness the result. Outposts destroyed, expansion of the Federation everywhere. Yes, we have indeed been negligent, Captain. But no more.
Never picked that up before, so that was interesting. What was the problems? Maybe it was the Remans.
Oh, yeah.
Because you find out that the Romulans are back.
Yeah.
It's that we are back.
But I like Offenhouse's comment about the Romulans.
Well,
he says, they don't know. They don't have a clue. They're hoping you know, but they're too arrogant to ask.
Yeah, they have, more insight than everybody else.
Yeah. Is he a salesman or something, or businessman or something?
Yeah.
I love it. Because he doesn't know anything about the tension that is going on right here. He doesn't realise that one false move and then the Federation could be in a war with the Romulans.
Yeah.
And he has no idea about the current political situation or who he's talking to. He just says it as it is.
Yeah. That's what I mean. The security officers aren't doing a very good job. It's got
they're just standing there
to let him say that. So the Romulans go off their merry way, and I think Picard has conversation with them, saying he'll be dropped off somewhere to reintegrate into society.
Yes.
They can't earn any money anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And often the house is like, well, what's the challenge then?
To better yourself.
Yeah, enrich yourself, improve yourself.
Mm.
So yeah, and that's the season finale, pretty much. Interesting finale. Bit like a cliffhanger again, really.
It was, yeah. I really liked the overall story. You know, having to explore the neutral zone, and there's this tension building. The introduction of the Romulans, and
Yeah, and their ship,
yeah,
their technology, and their look as well, because obviously
yeah,
the Romulans, they didn't have the four heads before in the
Okay.
original series. They didn't have the uniform like that. It's all like a new design. I wonder if they had this plan all along. Maybe they just gone, oh, the Ferengi didn't work. Oh, let's bring the Romulans back.
Mm. I don't think the three amigos added much.
It's mostly centralised on them anyway, wasn't it? I mean, because you don't really see the Romulans until the end.
Yeah,
You don't really
Well,
hear it. You don't see anything actually happen. Nothing really happens until the end
mm-hmm.
when you find out, the Romulans are there
Mm.
and they're introducing themselves. The episode is really about those three survivors.
That's true.
It was an okay episode for me. There wasn't really a lot of tension or build up to it because a lot of the focus was on those three characters.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it took away from
this situation.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of mystery as well. It's like, oh, our outposts were destroyed. Oh, so our outposts destroyed. Anyway, we're back. See ya. It's like we don't know anything about why these outposts were destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really get any
Yeah.
no resolve.
I think if I'd done it differently, I would have removed that satellite and the three dudes.
Yeah.
Or two dudes and one
Yeah.
lady. And just have the whole episode just focused on
The Romulan situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that, but you would need to think it through and flesh it out, and maybe visually see some of the away teams going down to these planets where the outposts were to look at
What had happened.
what happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, or make it more of a mystery around the Romulans, like thinking that they were part of the atrocities that happened, and to make it out that we saw something, we couldn't make it out,
But I think I'm pretty sure they discounted that it would have been Romulans. Like they did say the Romulans didn't destroy these outposts because
oh, okay,
because I think the sunlink there was not consistent with what they know of the Romulans.
okay, but maybe they could have made it more of a mystery then,
Yeah,
rather than just saying that,
yeah,
like learning it wasn't them, rather than just saying, oh, it wasn't them.
yeah.
So yeah, I think I agree. They should have done differently. Is write that out, because I don't think the story of these three people from the past add anything.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little comedy with Data and the other Sunny, but it wasn't a lot. It wasn't. There were a few funny moments for Data, but it wasn't really enough for a story.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think they did well in this episode?
Yeah, I really like the Romulan ship.
Yeah,
It's great just seeing the size of it in comparison with the Enterprise.
yeah,
Very imposing. You get a sense that, oh, okay, this is the Federation flagship, which is technically, I would guess, the best.
strongest, the best.
The best.
Yeah.
And they say that in the episode.
Do they do? Yeah.
They're like, if the Romulans want to fight,
They want to test it.
Yeah.
They want to see what best is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is we don't know what kind of ship this is, like whether it's the best Romulan ship or one of many or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, to put that up against the Enterprise, I thought that was pretty cool. Like to show that actually, Federation, you've got nothing.
Yeah, it made it seem like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I might have to agree with you. I think that was probably the best part, is the introduction to the Romulans, the whole look.
I do like the the bit of how they find out that the Romulans got the same problem as well, with all these outposts being destroyed.
Yeah.
And we don't know what that is, what did it, or who did it. But I only like that so long as it's very clearly picked up at later episodes.
Yeah. Anything stand out in particular?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have a clue, and they're too arrogant to ask.
That bit.
Yeah. That's brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that stood out, probably not in the good ways, giving away dates to things that happened.
What do you mean?
Well, it takes me out of the episode a lot more when they start giving out dates of when things happen.
Oh, see. Okay, yeah.
What's the worst thing is like when you go to, I know it's all fancy, but when they give out dates, it kind of like ruins the illusion a little bit more because you know that's not happened.
Yes.
Like in the Star Trek Wrath of Khan, obviously it's based on a character from the original series from the 60s, but we find out they're from a ship that's launched in the year 1996.
Right.
And they were cryogenically frozen.
Mm.
So we know, and he was genetically engineered.
Yeah.
We know that none of that's happened in 1996.
Yes. Yeah.
Let alone even probably 2024, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
when these things happen, it kind of like you have to just kind of ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, yeah, dates sometimes don't help.
Immersion.
Yeah, the immersion.
I mean, you can say that, but don't put any dates in.
But obviously, if we get to the year 24th century, when
I'm still watching Netflix.
Yeah. The thing is, the whole of the Star Trek universe is ruined because we're living in that.
Like, have to change it all again.
This is what they thought would happen. Anything you found funny about the episode? I think just, for me, just the data moments for me made it funny.
Yeah.
About the joke about the construction.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Homemaker. Really bad acting moments.
I think Crying Woman wasn't that great.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. She wins.
She wins. You win Best Bad Actor Award for this episode.
But that's what happens, apparently, when you're a woman. You just cry.
Maybe we need a female on the podcast to balance it out.
Well, so they can cry on here. Oh, that episode was so emotional.
So they can represent the females.
Yeah. Well, it could do. I mean, it's always the wife.
I'm not sure either of our wives would want to spend.
Oh, okay. I know my wife wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
It's probably the same for yours.
Not for every episode. There might be like 1 or 2 episodes you should be up for. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the moral lesson here?
The moral lesson is...
Don't mess with the Romulans.
Yeah. I think for me, it was like, quick, find a way to be cryogenically... Not chronically.
Chronically frozen.
Cryogenically frozen so I can...
Yes.
Go to the future.
Excellent, yeah.
For me, that's not really a moral, though, is it?
Get rich and spend it all now.
Yeah.
Before the days of money will go.
Yeah, just get a load of loans out instead.
I think, yeah, what they were trying at was not to pursue selfish gain, but to better yourself.
Yeah, I got that. That's
yeah,
about enrichment. Trying to improve yourself. Yeah, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Whether we live in a world now where it's driven by profit and wealth, and earning money and possessions, that's something you can still look to do, isn't it? I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Still trying to improve yourself.
The Ferengi would love it.
Yeah, they would. Riker's opportunities were limited again in this episode.
Yeah.
When it comes to women.
Or Riker.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't interested in that woman from the past.
No, she was too upset, I think.
She's moaning and crying.
Yeah.
And Worf, he was denied in a different way. When the woman fainted.
I was gone.
Yes.
What weedy security guards are there?
Oh, yeah. There were 2 weedy security guards.
Conspiracy would have been a better season finale.
Yeah, It would be if they continued like some kind of story art on that. Because even with this, we are back. The Romulans are back. But from what I remember, we don't see the Romulans very much in the next season.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think we've seen them once. But they're not even...
Oh, dear.
I think we've seen them once, and they're not even part of the main plot of the story.
They're just a side thought.
They're just a side plot. In Contagion, they go in a gate.
Yeah.
He ends up on the Romulan ship.
Okay,
So it's not about the Romulans, is it? It's about something completely different. The Arcanians.
See.
Oh yeah, there's another time they turn up. You don't see any faces, you just see a ship. But that's a mirage. It's not even real.
Oh, okay.
I think that's all. The only time the Romulans turn up in season 2. We are back. Not really.
Just kidding.
We're to wait till season 3. But we did it. Well done.
Well done, James.
We managed to
Finish season 1.
finish season 1.
Excellent.
And we will talk about what we thought of season 1 on a whole in our next episode.
Join us for a bonus episode.
Bonus episode,
Yes.
giving our thoughts and insights on this season. And yeah, looking forward to that. And then we'll be cracking on, hopefully soon, onto season 2.
Yeah. Stay tuned for that. Season 2 will be coming out in 2038.
Yeah.
So
no, it's 2 years before TV finishes.
Yeah, that's right. Podcast will continue.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's something to look forward to for your grandkids.
Yes.
See you there.
If you're still alive, bye-bye.
Cheerio.